Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mel Khalid alias Captain Soil. I live in Casablanca in Morocco. I am a volunteer with Isha Yoga Center in India to support the Safe Soil movement because top scientists are saying that today desertification is growing in the world at an alarming speed. Every 5 seconds the surface area of a soccer pitch on agricultural land becomes sand. At this pace we only have 40 to 50 years left of agricultural soil, then there will be a global food crisis. To mitigate this issue, Sadhguru launched the Safe Soil movement and made policies that need to be signed and adopted by all countries of the world. These policies call for a minimum of 3 to 6% of organic matter in the soil to ensure people's good health. I do challenges to support this movement and raise people's awareness about the dangers of desertification. I started recently a new challenge which consists of running every day at 6 a.m. for 365 days, and today is the 33rd day. Are you ready, guys? Let's do this again. Save soil, let's make it happen. %52 of agricultural soils in the world are already degraded. They're already in the desertification stage, and desertification leads to 6 global issues. 1. Food crisis. 2. Water scarcity. 3. Loss of biodiversity. 4. Climate change. 5. Loss of livelihood. And 6. Conflicts and migrations. Let's begin with the first one, which is food crisis. In 20 years, 40% less food is expected to be produced for a population of 9.3 billion people. There will be more people and less food. This doesn't sound good already, and it will definitely not look good. It means a lot of suffering. And we don't need more trouble, as Bob Marley said in one of his songs. We don't need more trouble, what we need is love. And right now, today, the food that we are producing is sufficient to feed the whole world. But still millions of people continue to die by starvation. This is not because we don't have food. We have food, we have the technologies, we have the transportation tools. We have the telecommunications to know where these people are. But what's missing? What's missing is the human heart. It's the humanity which is missing, especially in the decision takers, in the leaders, those who decide, and in the most people also, because the leaders are just a reflection of the populations. So today, about 2 billion people in the world suffer already from nutritional deficiencies, which leads to multitude of diseases. And these nutritional deficiencies are due to soil extinction, to the depletion of soil. Depletion of soil means depletion of food. It's the depletion of our fruits and vegetables. And depletion of food means the depletion of people. Now, it's like there is a force pushing us towards something. And it's true, there is this force. It's the matrix. We're living in a matrix. It's a negative matrix, which is trying to mold us in a certain way. But why is this? It's because the creators of the matrix, they mold us because we are customers, and we need to fit into the market, because you must know these things, that we are living in a negative matrix. And the first 3 big industries in this world are One, the industry of armaments. It's the weapon industry, the weaponry. The second is alcohol and cigarettes. The third is the big pharma, the medicines, the industry of medicines and drugs. This doesn't sound all good already. It sounds negative. When you see that the first big industries are like this shows the case of humanity. And the most watched thing on the internet, people are using the magnificent tool which is internet. So much powerful tool to watch porn websites. So now we have the industry of weapons, the military, the wars. We have alcohol and cigarettes. We have medicines and porn. This shows the case of humanity. And also there are cases of children being sold on the internet. You can buy children on the internet. This shows the case of humanity, that humanity has hit the bottom. There is no other below point than this. And now we need to wake up, because before it's too late, because the planet is dying, and because we are killing ourselves, because we are killing the planet and we are killing ourselves, and we are destroying these generations of people. If we found these things, we need to change them. We have a choice. We can follow the current of the toxicity, or we can be the responsible generation and the generation restoration, and start restoring the problems, the issues. The second global issue is water scarcity. Depleted soils cannot absorb and regulate water flows, which leads to water scarcity, droughts and floods. Organic matter can hold up to 90% of its weight in water and release it slowly over time. This is a big help in drought-prone areas. The third big global issue is the loss of biodiversity. During the last 30 years, 80% of the biomass insects living in the soil has gone. These biomass insects are not there for decoration. They have a specific role. They're responsible for the vitamins and nutrients present in our food. The richer the soil is of these biomass insects, the richer is the food. The more food is rich of vitamins and nutrients, the healthier the human beings will be. And scientists are saying that 27,000 species of life forms are going extinct every year. This is a genocide. We're talking about billions of life forms. These guys have been there for millions of years, and it takes time to build life like this. Always the building is silent and it takes time, and the destruction is quick. It happens fast. We need to be more aware, more conscious. Most people in the cities call the soil dirt. People in the villages, in the villages, in the forests, they call soil mother. There has been studies, scientific studies showing that the land on which people walk upon determines the level of their consciousness. Consciousness means pure intelligence. So people who are living in the cities, considering themselves civilized, intelligent, are actually the more stupid. People living in the forests are better than us. They're calling the soil, the planet, mother. We have lost this connection because we are disconnected. We don't walk on soil anymore. We're not connected with nature anymore. And other studies have shown that some kind of bacteria present in the soil can cure the depression and anxiety. So soil can do magic to you just by smelling the soil. You can become more happier, more calm. To restore the soil. Now the fourth global issue is the climate change. Carbon dioxide stored in soil is 3 times that in the living plants and 2 times that in the atmosphere. And if soil is not restored, it could release 850 billion tons of carbon dioxide in the air. This is more than all human emissions during the last 30 years. It's not that carbon dioxide is bad, it is about where it is located. If it's in the atmosphere, it's bad. It causes the global warming and climate change. But if it's in the soil, it's good. It's a good fertilizer. So soil is very crucial for carbon sequestration. The fifth global issue is the loss of livelihood. Globally, 74% of the poor are directly affected by desertification. Thousands of farmers are committing suicide because of this. And it is estimated that desertification is costing the world up to $10.6 trillion every year. Even if we implement the safe soil policies in all countries of the world, we will not reach such a high number. But why aren't we applying the safe soil movement? When Sadhguru did the journey for soil, when he launched the safe soil movement on March 21st, 2022, he went from London to India on a motorcycle. He crossed 30,000 kilometers. It was very painful, a very painful journey, and 74 countries signed at that time the safe soil policies. He went to the Caribbean also, and right now I think that the number is 84 countries in the world have signed the safe soil policies. But other countries are still sleeping on this, and Morocco is one of them. I'm wondering why the Moroccan media, they never mentioned the safe soil movement, even though it's been more than 2 years that it's launched and it reached over 4 billion people in the world. But what's really amazing and astonishing is that when sometimes we see a festival of some minorities of crazy people doing crazy stuff, and they're showing them to us on television. This lets us wonder that the media is following something. They're following an agenda, and the Safe Soil movement is not in their agendas. As I said earlier, we, the masses, the people, we are just a market to feed the global industries. And when you see the first big industries are armaments, weaponry, wars, and alcohol and cigarettes, and the big pharma, no wonder that there is a push, there is a programming, and there is hidden agendas coming from the hidden societies such as the Illuminati, the Freemason, and the L. These hidden forces are pushing us towards the slaughterhouse. Coronavirus was a man-made virus. It was the pandemic. Because this is what happened when you give power to the narcissists. When you give power to the narcissistic people, the narcissist inside of them is full of insecurities and hatred. They lack love and joy and peace. The best example of this, of what I'm trying to talk about, is Adolf Hitler. He was signing contracts of peace, but in his mind, he only thought about wars. This is the case of the narcissist, and it is unfortunate to see that even today, in the 21st century, we're going towards the World War III. We're still letting some psychopaths taking the lead in the position of leaderships. And this already is insane, that one person can decide for a whole nation to go to war. Wars must be like anything else in a democratic country. This is what democracy means. Democracy means that it's the people who rule the country and not one single crazy man or crazy woman. So why wars are not voted by people? Wars must be voted by people. It's the people who must vote to say if they want to go to war or not. Besides, as long as we have the first industry, as long as we have weapons as first industry in the world, this means that this world will never know peace. Because we need to use these machine guns and these weapons. We cannot just store them. So this is why the eternal war between Palestine and Israel, or between Russia and Ukraine, and they keep growing it, and they want to involve other countries in it to start the World War III. We don't need more trouble, more wars. We've seen enough, we've had enough during the First and the Second World War. As Bob Marley said, we don't need more trouble, what we need is love. So Sadhguru launched the Conscious Planet movement, which contains a lot of other movements such as Safe Soil movement and rural rejuvenation in India, Cavalry Calling, Rally for Rivers, Isha Vidya, Isha Outreach. It's time to have humanitarians in the position of leadership and not psychopaths, because psychopaths think only about war, and we've had enough of wars, and we need to stop feeding the matrix. We have been programmed to have a negative paradigm. This paradigm is ruling us. It's the subconscious mind working. The subconscious mind never sleeps. It works 24/7, and it's like a magnet attracting towards us what we think about, because our life is determined by our thoughts. As the Dalai Lama said, take care of your thoughts because they will become your words. Take care of your words because they will become your actions. Take care of your actions because they will become your habits. Take care of your habits because they will become your character. Take care of your character because it will become your life. And your life is your destiny. So now you see that there is a relationship between your destiny, which is your future, and your thoughts. Now, the most powerful weapon on this planet is the human mind. This is why they attacked it. They programmed it by filling it with negativity, with thoughts that sucks, to keep us in the lower frequencies. When we are in the lower frequencies, we can only manifest the lower experiences of life, the experiences that give us the lowest emotions. There is a chart on the internet that you need to check. It's called the vibrational emotional chart, to know the evolution of the human consciousness. The human consciousness is determined by the human vibrations and the human emotions. So the most evolved people are peaceful people, are joyful people, and the less evolved people are the people who are close to the animals. They're the hateful people, the jealous people, and the negative people. So there is nothing wonderful in being negative. It's just making us close to the animals. That's all. And we don't need to look like animals, to resemble to animals. We need to activate our humanity, because humans have 7 chakras, and most of us are living by the 3 first chakras, the instinct. When we are in these lower frequencies, we only think about food and sex. This makes us like animals. When we're in these stages of consciousness, we cannot think beyond. We cannot see the truth, and we are not in position of power, because the power of humanity is hidden in their humanity. So if you are somebody who is seeking power, empowerment, competence, who is seeking something wonderful, if you are someone who is trying to reach this greatness that the great minds and great people in history talked about, you need to be more human. You need to activate the higher chakras in you and not following the masses. Now, the higher chakras are the heart, the throat, the pineal gland, and the crown chakra. These are the chakras that you need to work on. They're deactivated in most people. And you must know that there is an attack on humanity since childhood in this programming of our paradigm to make us believe in limiting beliefs about ourselves and about the world. You must know that the human DNA in most humans is activated only to 10%, and more than 90% of it is still dormant. The scientists of the Matrix The toxic scientists call this huge dormant DNA the junk DNA. It's because they're the junk scientists and they're trying to hide the truth from the masses. It is not the junk DNA. It is dormant superpowers. You have dormant superpowers in your DNA waiting for you to raise your consciousness, to raise your vibrations, to be aware, to be finally aware of what's going on, so that you can use these superpowers. Because humanity in this universe is just like a baby. We are among the youngest species of life forms on the universe. There are other life forms of beings older than us, and monitoring our evolution, such as the Andromedans, the Lyrians, the Syrians, and other species of life forms. The Pleiadians, also other species of, you can call them extraterrestrials or aliens. And why we weren't given all the powers? Because it's like just like a baby. When you have a baby who doesn't know how to walk, you can't give them a bicycle. It's just the same. We must learn the basics. As Jim Rohn said, before you seek the exotic, you must first master the basics. You must learn how to walk, then we can give you the bicycle. We cannot talk about mind reading, teleportation, levitation, and intuition and telepathy, and now without you being aware and conscious of what we've already given to you. If we don't use what you have already wisely, the other things will be kept from you. And this is made by such a form of intelligence that I cannot express. We're talking about God, the creator of the universe, and his work is, you cannot comprehend these things. It's just that it's related to your vibration. It's locked. It's like magic. It depends on your vibration, on your level of consciousness. So if you want more power, you need more consciousness. You need more awareness. You need to be more present, more presence by meditation, by knowing yourself. This universe is built by laws, and these laws are not cheating. The planets are not hitting each other. The creation of the Lord is perfect. Now the Satan has taken control of this world because Satan is king of this world, but God is the King of Kings. Now Satan, when he took control of this planet, he reversed what God did. Now when you see people in position of leadership, most of them are wicked because the world is reversed. This world, this capitalism and this modern slavery is made to let the wicked climb up the, what we call it, the hierarchy of the society. So when you have more heart, you stay in below positions. For me personally, I have no problem with this. I am more afraid of being against God than having the world. And is the most important advice. Keep God first in everything that you want to do. God must always be first. You must think about God, and then you perform the action. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, he mentioned this. He said that if an action, if a world, a business, a business, an action that you want to do, if it's only beneficial for you, but if it will hurt other people, don't do it. Don't do it just for success, just for the fame, for your personal profits. You must think of others. It's been more than 10 years that I'm trying to be successful, to build a business and to break free from this matrix. I'm still trying. I didn't achieve success yet. And I remember during these many years, it's more than 10 years, it's 11 years, I received 2 opportunities to have what I want. I refused them because they were not from God. So you will be tested in this matrix. You will be tested. The devil will come for you first. The counterfeit comes first. And you need to be patient. You will develop some muscles in you that you didn't even expect it, that were there. Anyway, keep the faith in God, keep pushing forward, keep trying to improve yourself. The 6th global issue is the conflicts and migrations. Land issues have played a significant role in over 90% of major wars and conflicts in Africa since 1990. Food and water crisis combined with population growth. This could cause over 1 billion people to migrate to other regions and countries by 2050. This will be an unplanned migration. It will be a lot of sufferings and exploitation, especially for women and children. These things should not happen. We should not allow these things to happen. We should see them. We can see them right now. If your third eye is activated, if the pineal gland is activated, you could see it from now. But most people, they don't see it. There is a lot of trouble coming to humanity if we sleep on this safe soil movement. We need to be aware of these things. We need to listen to visionaries. Scientists are warning us about these things. And from the French Revolution to the Arab Spring, high food prices have been cited as a factor behind global mass protests. It's just like history repeating itself. We need to learn from the history. We need to be more wise. We need to be more intelligent, more smart, more strategical. so that we can change for the better. I'm sharing these informations with you so that you can be aware of what's going on in the world, and you can do the correction in action. Your life will not change until you start choosing something different, because most people have two superpowers: the power of speech and the power of choice. These two superpowers now in people are influenced, and people aren't aware that it is influence. Now people, when they go to speak, when they open their mouth to speak, they speak about what's in their paradigm. They will speak about something they have watched on television, in the news, or in the media, or in a movie. This is part of the paradigm of the matrix, and they're using the power of choice to choose what the matrix has programmed us to choose, such as the products that we see in the television, in the advertisements. It is an influence, a manipulation tactic to manipulate our choices, so that we keep feeding the old matrix, so that we keep feeding the actual industries in the world. Our intelligence has been hijacked. It's actually our imagination. As I said, that our destiny is related to our thoughts. Albert Einstein has a beautiful quote. He said, "Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions." And what is the life's coming attraction? It's the future. It's what you attract to yourself. So now what you attract to yourself is predictable. Most people think, and these are some of the powerful informations that the secret society members have, because these people, they don't have something more than you except the information, because knowledge is power, and applied knowledge is true power. Now, we think in terms of pictures. When you keep feeding the matrix, when you keep watching the television, the news, they're showing us pictures of wounded people in wars. We're not in a war zone. Even though we're not in a war zone, we were shown pictures of wounded people. We see blood, we see people crying, we see people injured, we see buildings distracted, we see cities destroyed, we see people dead corpses. These are there to keep us afraid, to keep us in fear, so that when you are in fear, when you are fearful, you don't create. You are paralyzed by fear, and you can't do anything. You just want to remain silent in a corner. You will not follow your dreams. You will not protest against something that hurts you. You will only keep quiet and be afraid in a corner. So, the first step is to stop feeding the matrix, to stop feeding the old paradigm by stopping watching these negative pictures. Stop receiving the media, the stream media. It's there to program you to be afraid. You don't need these miserable informations. This will only bring you misery. This will add misery to your life. You don't need more misery in your life. Focus on the positive. Instead of watching the news, watch a program of personal development. Instead of reading the newspaper, read a personal development book. instead of watching hours and hours of sport events in television, start working out, go to the gym, go for a run, do something with your body. Most people are so lazy these days, they don't exercise. Exercise, workouts will help you to raise your vibrations. A healthy mind is a healthy body. So work on your mind and on your body. Try to be better. We have been programmed to have a negative paradigm. Our imagination has been hijacked by the Matrix. And this is what the narcissist does. The narcissist people crave two things: control and attention. This is all about control. This is why the programming since childhood of our minds, of our imagination, so that our future can be predictable. If you are not programmed, you will use your creative power to create something unprecedented, something new. And this scares the hidden societies, because they want control, total control of the world. This is why the global programming, this is why whether you are in California or in Casablanca, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We are all programmed by the same program, the same capitalism, the same modern slavery system. Before we could see the iron chains on people's hands and legs, and today we don't see the chains anymore because the chains have become invisible. The chains are in the heads of people, are in the mind. We have limiting beliefs. They have instilled beliefs, lies in us. Now we have taken lies as truths and we are blocked. It's not that it's not possible. What is possible and what is not possible is just a perception of an individual. As we say, a man's magic is another man's making. There are levels of consciousness. There are levels of competences in this world, and you can be amazed to see what human beings can do. For example, you might think that running for 3 days non-stop is impossible for an individual, but if you seek on the internet, you will find that there is somebody who ran for 3 days, day and night, non-stop, and he's still alive. This is possible. If you think about your own terms, you will think that lifting 1 ton is impossible for a human being. If you seek in the history in Google, you will find that Big Gamma, he lifted a rock which weighs over than 1 ton. It's more than the strongest man today. The strongest man today did a lift of, I think, 1/2 ton. This guy, the Big Gamma, he was stronger. So, as Sadhguru said, what is possible and what is not possible is not your business. It is nature's business. What is your business is to strive for what you want. This doesn't mean that these people has this power just like that. They worked on it. Only God knows the amount of works that they have put in it to achieve that dream, to achieve that strength. You need to be aware of these things. You need to be aware of that it's only in the mind. As David Goggins said, and he's right, he said, the limit is only in the mind. And it's true. Once your mind is convinced that it's possible, your body will follow. Now, most people they listen to their mental activity. Don't listen to this. You must listen to your body. There is an injury, to prevent injuries, but the mind should not listen to the mind, because the mind is filled with fear. The mind will try to keep you from the unknown. The mind will try to keep you safe in the comfort zone. Don't listen to it. Take risks and know that failure is a platform for success. We've been programmed to have a negative paradigm, and there is a season to sow, and there is a season to reap. And right now we are reaping what they have sown in our minds, which is a mindset, a scarcity mindset, a mindset that sucks. And we have created a life of scarcity, poverty, and misery, and hatred. The correction is to start doing the exercise of Louis Hay. When you see yourself in the mirror, say to yourself, I love you. Make it a habit. Every time you look at yourself in the mirror, say to yourself, I love you. If it's challenging, you can say, hi Khalid, how are you today? And start building a good and positive relationship with yourself. I love you is so much challenging. After you become comfortable with it, then you can go for I love you. Now, this positive relationship with yourself will grow over time. And when it grows, it will reach to other creatures, to other human beings and other animals and life forms and plants and soil and life in general. You need to reprogram your subconscious mind. You need to refuse to live according to somebody else's agenda. You need to refuse to be used because the Matrix has programmed us, because you have the creative power, so that to create their world. Now, it's like a virus. When a virus enters into a cell, this cell was producing, for example, a protein. Instead of building or forming this protein, it becomes to produce the virus. It's the same. Now we have this virus, this paradigm, negative paradigm in our heads, in our subconscious mind, and we are producing a world that sucks, a world of hatred filled with wars and intoxicated people by alcohol and cigarettes, and people physically and mentally ill. We need to change these things and to start programming our minds by our own, by following our hearts and by choosing the program ourselves. Don't allow somebody else to choose for you and to keep using you and keep exploiting you. You must stop these things. Say no to the old and try to build the new. You can do this. You can build your paradigm step by step. Know that nobody has ever started at the top. As Confucius said, it doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you don't give up, you never stop. He also said that our greatest glory is not in never falling, but it's in raising every time we fall. This is the kind of mindset you need to develop. Go to your visions, to your dreams slowly, and start the sowing season now so that you can reap the good results in few years. Anyway, I thank you guys for your attention, for your time, for your following. Thank you for your support. Thanks, I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish you the best. I will try to give you my best, to give you the best advices, to share with you the wisdom, so that you can learn quickly, because there is no point in wasting time. And a wise person, as they say, a wise person learns from their experience, but a more wiser person learns from their experience and other people's experiences also. And this is what I want you to do. I thank you guys, and I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Captain Soil speaking. Save soil, let's make it happen. Salute.